says the video is live now.
Can you see on your phone?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet.
What's up, everybody?
Alright. Yeah, we need to get a chance to check the sound. So, yeah.
What's everyone saying about the sound?
Yeah, right in. Let us know. Alright, so...
Whoops.
Yeah. Well, here, that's alright. Fuck it. Just,
Yeah, I sound good anyway.
yeah, see what I sound like. Bring up the sound, I don't care. Just see. Hello?
What's the delay?
Right.
I mean, I can hear it.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm coming through on your mic though, doesn't it?
Maybe.
But that shouldn't be the fucking case though. Just double check. This is what you
Bergio. What do you have from Bergio?
Just say something again.
Check 1, 2, test.
Alright, watch my meters. On the mic too, on the bottom one.
Hello, how are you doing?
You're coming in,
Okay,
yeah.
sweet. Alright, how do Jesus!
Oh man,
Oh,
some
she's
tight
so
hair.
tight squeeze. Try to see if you can move yours back a ton. Just go, yeah.
I don't have a boiler like you, right?
No, oh yes, now fuck that. I'm leaning out, my son. That's right.
Oh, I gotta turn this off.
Yeah. I've been doing some illegal hiking, man.
The trails are closed for COVID-19.
Yeah, but that was it, man. I had to get a taste of that Signal Hill, and when I seen the hundreds of other people that were on the trail, I didn't feel so bad. But do you see the news article out on that?
Yeah.
I know. Once I seen the article, I'm like, fuck. Guess I got it. Like that's like, you know what I mean? It made it more of like, cause when there's nothing on it, no one's really talking about it, and you show up and and it's kind of just going ahead as per usual. Like, you know what I mean? You're kind of like, it's just a disclaimer. It's not a thing so much, you know. But then when there's a news article and they kind of explain it a bit more and how it's a problem, you're just like, fuck, now I gotta be some sneaky if I wants to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That
Right?
trail is like damaged too. You notice, like there's some spots like on the back end of it, like when you're down by the battery.
Well, the railings are fucked.
Yeah.
From I'm guessing Snowmageddon screwed that up.
Probably, yeah. So like that's part of it too. But at the same time, like it's extra. We're just fucking been in the house for 2 months, so now we're really like. I don't care. I don't even care if I file off at this point, right? I don't have to hear about Trump anymore after that.
He died laughing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh, that was so funny. What was that?
that was me talking about how I used to clean the Geo Center
right
at like age
at,
of, like,
at 11. Yeah.
And I used to like right before the field trip, we had to. It was like, oh, everybody, we're going to the field, like we're going to the Geo Center for a field trip, and I'd be like, I'm gonna sit this one out, miss. Like I'm there 3 days a week,
Yeah.
paying the bills at 11 years old,
Working at 11, man.
It was just so funny. Like
She don't
I
even-
work there,
she don't
and
even-
I'm 11.
I think you had to be 13 to get a social insurance number for fuck's sake.
Oh, it was illegal.
Oh man, yeah, it was so funny. Yeah, just skipping field trips because it was like, it's like I worked there.
I'm jaded by the Geo Center.
11 years old, skipping field trips, fucking right after doing your hogs. You worked on the weekends
Oh man.
to help your mother pay the bills.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're like the most well put together like street rat I know.
Street rat.
Yeah, hood rat. Yeah, it's like like when I size up your life compared to mine, like you came up so much harder to me, and like when I like there's so much stuff that you've been through. I'm just like, you know what, man, Tyler had, you know, but like your attitude is so good and stuff that like you know, you didn't come out like that, and it's just like I don't know, it's so funny. I when I size it up sometimes, so how like. You're well put together. I guess it is a testament to your mother after all, for as much as we shits on her.
Oh yeah, mother's a bitch, but she's best kind, right?
Right? Yeah. It's, That's something else. I went on them trails though, man, and
Is there any
so
trails
good.
in town that are open though? You know what I mean?
Well, I guess like okay, right. So I know Cape Spear and Signal Hill is closed down, but what about East Coast Trail? I'm guessing, to my knowledge, that's open.
Gotta be.
You know, I've never done the East Coast Trail.
You can't get more distant than that. There's no one on it half the time when you're on it.
Yeah,
If you're really out there.
I've never been on it, and everyone says, "Oh, it's awesome. You got to go on it."
I'm pretty sure like the North Head Trail, like Signal Hill Trail, is part of it.
Okay, well, other than that, then.
Okay.
So, like, well, hold on. Like, yeah, I guess I did the other part. Is it Fort Amherst? Is it? It was like
to Cape Spear.
yeah. So, I did that, and I don't know. I hiked like a kilometer or two of that. Like, I didn't go right to Cape Spear with it.
Yeah.
Like, I went not even halfway. Like there was a spot where I was like at the edge of a cliff, like, and I was up on like a hill.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely like a checkpoint
Yeah.
of it. And that's as far as I went. And I've done that one a few times. But that's it.
What is it? 3? I wish we had Kathleen here to tell us. Because she did it all. My friend Kathleen.
Right, yeah.
Kathleen Hart. Shout out Kathleen Hart up in Burlington, Ontario.
Yeah. She's a G.
Man, she did the whole thing in like 15 days by herself.
Of course she did.
That's insane. It's like
She's insane.
312 kilometers.
She's a beautiful savage, man.
Yeah.
Like, everything she does, she goes balls to the walls with it.
Yeah.
And she rocks it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, man, it was nuts. Like, pouring rain, like, wildlife. But, like,
I'd be dead.
Yeah.
I'd be on the news.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
I'd have an asthma attack in her or something. No, I forgot to bring me buffers or something shit. Right?
The red one or the blue one back.
Man, if a fucking mountain lion came at me, it wouldn't even have to climb me. It just had to jump across my face.
Yeah. Kicks. Can't breathe with the kicks.
I can't breathe with the fucking kicks. Big, beautiful, fluffy cat.
Yeah. Is there a cat there?
Came perched there from the window. Fucking
Dogs, cats can't breathe.
so bad, man. So bad. It's happened to me so many times, too.
Yeah, but like, think about what happened in Tullingate, okay? We go to my buddy's house, and then we're there. You're like, and I hear your lungs. I'm like, you all right, man? Oh, God, Cersei. I was like, man, we could have stayed somewhere else.
I know.
And then we go to the hospital. I just need a mask, right? Colin, you appear to have pneumonia, sir. Okay.
Yeah, just like, there a couple months ago. I know. I'm so, like, animals especially.
Yeah.
And gluten. Those are the two things that mess my breathing right up. Goes right for the lungs.
Yeah.
God, man, I hate it. Like, you know how embarrassing it is, man. Like, man, being a kid with asthma sucks, man. Like, it's so garbage. Like, legit asthma? You know how embarrassing that is? It sucks, man. Like, you don't think nothing of it at the time, but as you get older, you look back on it, you're just like, Jesus, I was that kid. I was the kid that couldn't breathe, right? It was like bad. Like, it was bad, man. Like, I had the worst. And I'm convinced it's a mix of. I'm convinced it's like 90% diet too. It's,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because like when I clean my diet up and I lose weight and I'm eating clean, man, I used to tell you how much I used to run and jog. I used to fucking run forever, man. Not take a puffer. I went over a year and didn't take a puffer, and I was playing an insane amount of tennis, running an insane amount of jogging and trails and shit. And man, I wasn't taking a puffer. And the only times I'd have a bit of a flare, and even then, I'd have a bit of a flare up. Sometimes I might be feeling it, and I look back at it, it's probably, I was eating a lot of like pasta or Subway sandwiches or something, you know what I mean? And then I go for a run. Especially pasta. I was always carving up before I go for shit. So if I ever did that, I might get a bit tight. But I had the weight off, so I could still fight it more than I'm going to fight it now.
Oh yeah, well the sound of wheezy lungs is not a hydrated sound.
Oh.
It's the sound of like someone needs more water. So especially if you drink a lot of water and you eat right,
Yeah.
you'll find the difference. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like if I drink like 8 or 9 beer and then try to go for a run. It's just like I got the same thing going on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if I'm off it for a month and I'm drinking water and eating healthy, like it's just like I'm a different person.
Right. And it's so true. It's like, but they don't tell you that growing up. They don't tell you drink more water, eat cleaner, try that. No, they go, you got asthma. Here's this puffer. Here's that puffer. Here's these pills. Here's this Ventolin. And you're just like, and you're a kid, right? It's like when he tells you about Santa Claus and Easter Bunny and everything. You just like, that's real. Like, everyone's saying it. The world is saying it. Well, not for you. See, you're a fucking bad one, Fred.
I wasn't saying anything, though.
Yeah, I know. I just you had the Jehovah in you. You're like, I didn't get that. See,
I was going around telling kids, like, you know Santa Claus isn't real, right?
yeah.
Like, shh.
Yeah. Did you look like the crazy one?
I look like the crazy
because
one.
you're the Jehovah and you're crazy.
Yeah. I throw my dad bites carrots and throws it out, and because that's what they like used to do. Bite a carrot and throw it out and say it was a reindeer and stuff like that, right? And I'd be like, you know, that was your father, right? Like, wow.
Man, I believe in everything. So when I'm told I got asthma, especially by a doctor, that's as tangible as it gets, right? I don't see Santa Claus or Easter Bunny. I believe that real. I can feel the asthma. That's definitely real, right? And it's just like, but it's so true, man. Just like, but man, I hate that. Should I tell you about, man, like I got sinus issues too, right? Like different things, like and with like cats especially, it goes for the bone, it goes for the sinuses and the lungs, right? And like the eyes, and it's just like, I was like stuffed up insane amount all the time, right? I zoned right out that time.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
For all you guys watching, Colin smoked a bit of Gateway right before this. A bit of Devil's Lettuce.
Oh, yeah. Smoked some weed before I came onto this. I never did. I said I want to do the podcast hard, and I zoned. I can't wait to watch that back. I
was watching it live. Everybody else was watching it live, too. Yes.
Oh, I got a perfect high on right now.
Oh, man, perfect.
Yeah.
Shout out Randy Matthews tuning in. Donnie Loves watching.
Oh.
Adventures Unknown.
I want to get on that show, Donnie. Get me on.
If you're still watching, Donnie, you didn't just tune in for a second or two.
Yeah. Randy Matthews, old legend, music legend.
Oh,
Thanks
man.
for tuning in, Randy.
Great
Appreciate
guy.
it, brother.
Oh, Johnny Fancy. Legends himself.
Oh, there he is.
A lot of
Good
people
to see
fucking
Johnny. Yeah,
chirping.
Johnny's doing good work, man.
Oh, man. Johnny's a legend, bud.
Legend, man. Legend. Killing it with the real estate game, man. Killing it with the hockey coaching.
Yeah.
Right? Killing it with the styling and profiling. Looking sharp all the time. When the fuck have you ever seen him not dressed to the fucking perfect? That guy can come right off the ice, man. He looks fucking...
It's like Conor McGregor after he knocked out Cowboy Cerrone. Not a hair out of place.
Not a hair out of place, right? Yeah. Styling motherfucker. Plays the part. Dresses well. Yeah, no, his brother too, Justin, right?
Yeah.
He's got a new song out now, and that's getting lots of shares and lots of likes and getting.
Yeah, I heard it. It's good.
Yeah, I have too.
Well, I'm a country fan. You're not, so I like it.
Right, and I like it, and I'm not a country fan.
Right.
So, I think that says a lot about it. I'm sure a part of it is me, like I don't know, man. When you know the person, you know, and even if you don't know the person, you just know it's local.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And you know someone who knows them kind of or whatever. But especially, I don't know, man. Like whenever I hear his music, people that I like, I think I truly think I hear it differently.
Yeah.
And like people that I know outside of music, I just know personally on some level or whatever. You just hear it differently, man, and it sounds better. I'm sure it's a part of that. Just because you're already rooting for him before you even click play. You know what I mean? But like it's good song.
Yeah.
And music video's good, right? Sam Pico's in it there.
Yeah.
And she plays a good part in that. And no, it's great, man. I started sharing. I'm going in rabbit holes now. This is exactly why I smoked this, man. I'm gonna fucking chat the ear. I'm gonna chat as long as I want tonight.
City of Mount Pearl said thought it froze up when you were like.
Man, we gotta find out who's running that City of Mount Pearl page. That's a beauty. Let me tell you.
For the longest time, I thought it was the actual City of Mount Pearl page. And I'm going to be real, I thought better of Mount Pearl. Like, I was like, Mount Pearl's deadly. And then I realized it's like a satirical page. Did I just ruin it for you?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Well, somewhat. Yeah.
It's like that CBS page where it was like, the boys shoveled the snow into the cocaine lines. And they were like, man, like the boss from Foxtrot knows how to do up a few lines. And I was like, is this the city of CBS? Like, I thought it was actually the city of CBS.
Oh, okay, so I thought that was real too.
Yeah, so it's not.
That's
it's
not
just
real.
like,
But that was a hilarious.
hilarious.
Post CBS. What city of CBS is that?
No, boss in Foxtrot knows how to do them up, buddy. I'll tell you that.
Boss and Foxtrot knows how to do. Oh yeah, I shared that.
Yeah.
That was. And I thought that was real though.
Me too.
God damn it!
I know. See?
You know what I hate, man? I hate sharing because like I shit some people who does it all the time. Shares bullshit stuff. Now that's different. That's different because it's still funny.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if that's real or not. And I'm sharing funny stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking when you share something like a source. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like Beaverton.
Oh my God! No, well, I've never got caught on that. I've never gotten caught on satirical. Not really. Maybe once or twice, really early on. But like, I always read. Almost always. I shouldn't say always because I almost always read articles before I share them or comment on them. Because there's nothing fucking worse, man. I hate that. I hate it. Like, you'll see some post, maybe it's about some, like, refugee family or... Yeah, that's a big one, right? Immigrant family of some sort or whatever. And, like, the title is very clickbaitish. And then when you go into it, the story isn't almost anything like the article. And it's actually more about this and... But this other thing, and it's like a great story and how they're contributing like beyond most people and blah blah. Like I use this as an example because I've seen it a million times. Just because what happens is, especially anything I find with politics or immigrants, you go into the comment section and it's just it's a shit show.
Yeah.
And there's so many comments that's like. That's exactly why they shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Right? But the article is like showing you exactly what they should or something, right? But they're replying to the headline, not the article.
Yeah.
They don't read the fucking article before they comment.
Well, it's like the baby boomers going like just believing without reading. And then it's the millennials reading and telling the baby boomers off, being like, boss, why don't you read anything? You're garbage. And then it's just like that war going
Well,
on.
that happens, yeah.
Well, because like everyone who shares stupid shit on my Instagram is like either like, you know, like a 65-year-old aunt or someone, you know what I mean? Or sharing something that was like, sex offender released to the community, and it's like July 2018. You're like, boys, fuck off. Like, read. Like, have you ever looked at the date?
Jennifer Aniston turns into an alligator. Oh my God, I always loved Jennifer Aniston. She's
Yeah.
the best of friends.
Boys, we got enough to worry about without you telling us that we're all going to get raped when we go for a walk. Like, fuck off. Jesus fucking Christ. Let me get another beer here.
Have fun getting up. What a tight squeeze. But yeah, we went with a different look. Here tonight. We thought I did a bunch in the living room. Okay, look. Doesn't like the lighting. So we came into the kitchen on the last one. Way better lighting in the kitchen. But it was just against the fucking wall. The gray wall. And, could have put a picture or two on it. But even if you put pictures on the wall, like, it was still kind of a very plain look. So I thought, flip it, put the camera where the table is and vice versa. And get a bit of a kitchen look and feel and see how that looks. And if it looks all right, we'll do it again next episode. If not, we'll go somewhere else in the fucking house.
Jam our guts in there.
Because that's the thing. We can't set up a studio or a stage downtown. Sometimes you see that with podcasts, right? The people do them on a stage in a bar. Happens all the time. And I'd actually would be for something like that in the right circumstances, right? But obviously we can't do that now, so it's not looking bar hop or studio hop. It's the best thing we do is go different rooms in the house.
Oh yeah, doing live in other locations, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, even just recording in general.
I'm just looking at, Fort Mac. Someone just commented for Fort Mac and just reminded me like the place is like flooded out, right?
Man, I just seen that like an hour ago.
Yeah, like apparently it's like half wild up there.
Man, they gets fucked.
Man, I just said that to Brent. Brent's up there, right?
Yeah.
I just texted him. I was like, you flooded out or what? I'll read you what he said. He said, because like there was pictures of it's in Saskatchewan as well. Like I'm pretty sure the whole like the prairies are just flooded.
You're right.
But he goes, I was like, you flooded out or what? He goes, not where I am, but people downtown are evacuating. They issued a state of emergency last night. Brutal, man. Water supply is going to be a problem, and the only way out of the town is a bridge, which is almost overflowed. LOL, fuck. I was like, man, that place...
The bridge is almost overflowed.
The bridge is almost overflowed with water. I don't know. I haven't looked up anything, like, but stay safe if you're up there. What's going on in the world?
So
Canada.
what happened? I guess they got a lot of snow over the winter and they got a few hot days or what? And like insane amount of snow melted because like as for everything like or Jesus. Do you think?
Wow.
This is me thinking now, right?
Uh-oh.
But I'm also hot.
Uh-oh.
But I've never heard of a flood in Fort Mac. Now I'm not saying there hasn't been. I've never heard of one. Forest fire came. Do you think like all them trees just help soak up all that water when the snow was melting is gone, and now with all the trees gone, there's water running because they get the same amount of snow roughly every year.
Yeah.
Like roughly, and then it turns spring around the same time. And I'm like here, the weather's predictable in that sense. You know what I mean? They know by the end of the year they're going to get between this many hundred and this many hundred centimeters. It's going to turn warm around this point. You're going to get around these temperatures, and this even they can tell you you're going to get these temperatures on these weeks, man. Right? And sometimes they're a bit off by a few weeks and a bit, but once it starts, it's easy. Once it turns spring, okay, now you really fucking know.
That's a high thought, but I'm behind it.
Right, so it's just like, it turns, they know it's going to turn 10 degrees now, or whatever, and all of it, like, this, I mean, unless they got like a 20-degree day, and it melted snow at an extreme rate. Why the fuck would they get a flood? It's the same thing every year, roughly. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Someone saying?
I haven't read the article either,
No,
so
me neither.
I'll let my high brain just go. Why is there water there now when there hasn't been water before? And there's the way, and I do know a forest fire happened. There's all them trees gone.
Boz, you ever had a kidney stone? Boz, you ever had a kidney stone? I'm waiting for like the next part of that. Well, it's like that. See, flooding's like that.
It was all built up, yeah, and then like.
No, I'm pretty sure he doesn't mean that.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Okay.
it's just funny
Yeah.
in the comments.
Boss, you ever have a kidney stone? I haven't, thank fuck. I'm
Yeah.
so glad I haven't had a kidney stone. Because kidney stones, fuck that. Fuck that.
My mom had them all growing up. It was brutal.
Man, you ever have a hard shit? Like when it's a hard one to get out, man, and it hurts to pinch it out, right? That's bad enough, man. I fucking hate stab. Can you imagine trying to get a rock through your little dick hole?
Man, oh man.
Like I am not.
So you know Spencer, my buddy paramedic, right?
Yeah.
His old man, chronic kidney stones. Like I think they did like an X-ray. He had like 55 in one kidney and like 70 some odd. Like there was insane numbers of kidney stones.
Yeah.
This is actually funny because he he was in the bathroom passing one time when we were out watching a movie in the rec room, and he was just like, and I just remember being like, man, fuck that. Whatever's going on in that bathroom, I don't want to be a part of. And anyways, all I hear him, he goes, Spencer. He goes, give me the tweezers. And for some reason, I went around, like, I was like 13 or 14. I went around telling people a whole summer that he pulled a kidney stone out of the tip of his dick with pliers. Now, it was tweezers.
But you told him needle nose pliers.
Needle nose.
Yeah, of course it was needle nose. Yeah, you're not going out with the fucking electrical ones.
No, that's right. But anyway, he did have a massive one stuck in the head of his dick.
Yes.
That he pulled out with tweezers.
Yeah.
But like it makes it sound like the story sounds better when you say needle nose pliers.
Oh, of course.
But that is, come on, it's like a jagged rock going down a hairline tube. Like fuck that.
Yeah, a hairline tube too. I haven't measured a dick hole radius circumference, but I feel like but it's about that. It's about no. I'd put it between a hairline and a spaghetti noodle.
It's not big.
It's like a half the size of a. It's like angel hair. It's like an angel hair tube.
Yes.
the pasta, right?
Man, I had a tube shoved up there once
Oh no.
to stretch my bladder because I had a small
Why?
bladder when I was a kid.
Small bladder as a kid.
Yeah, like I was.
So
always
what?
like,
They stick something through your dick hole, make your bladder bigger.
and they pump you full of liquid. Yeah, but like I'll never forget it, man. It was just like like East Indian doctor, and I was probably 5 years old, and he was stood over me, grabbed onto the cock, right? Because obviously it's huge. But anyway, no, he grabbed onto me, and he was fucking shoving it in like the opposite of like starting a lawnmower is what he was driving it into me. Like drove it right into me, and then pumped me full of pumped my bladder full of liquid, and then instead of just changing the bag out, because he thought I had to pee then, but I was supposed to hold it till as long as I possibly could, right? Instead of changing the tube from the bag up here, he just fucking hauls the thing out. I had to go all over again. I was 5 years old, swearing like a sailor, man. Brutal. Residual effects now, right down to this day.
Man, no, I've been very fortunate with that.
With my dick hole.
Yeah, very fortunate with things not being shoved up my dick hole. Thank you. The closest thing I had was after I had the diverticulitis. I was supposed to get a camera shoved up my arse, and then so I went and I fasted. Get this now. I was supposed to fast for 24 hours. I fast for like almost 40. I fast for like over 36 hours, and because I started the night before, and then and then I went like a full day, and then went to bed, and then woke up, and I went there at 10 a.m. So it was like a 41-hour fast or something, and they told me to go on, nothing they can do for me. Because I was supposed to take this laxative.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Before you're supposed to take a laxative like a few days beforehand or a couple days beforehand. Because apparently, there's old shit in your bowels from fucking year ago just clinging on. Right? But this pointless treatment to go up with a tube. So much of it that it's pointless to go up with a tube. It's like... They can't see. So you gotta fucking clean out your tubes. Right? With this laxative. While you fast. And I did it.
Didn't
man.
I say that though? Remember?
Yes, everyone said it, but I thought it was gonna come in the mail or something. I got nothing in the mail, so I just thought
Just going to check the mail every day, waiting for your laxative. Jesus fuck.
For my government laxative.
Government approved laxative.
Right?
Well, guess they forgot about me.
Looks like the government don't give a shit about me.
Give a shit.
It's just like, fuck, man. So I was like, all right. And I went on. I said, I don't need the laxative. I said, I was shitting the whole time, and I had nothing left to shit. I went, I had nothing left, so I'm like, that's fine, right? The laxative's just to help. I didn't know there was shit clinging on your walls, so they said, another time. Here, reschedule for this time. And then
You still haven't got it done, have you?
no, because then I was supposed to have it there in there when I was in Pasadena and Deer Lake. So then I got stuck out there with snow, and I came in late, and then I missed it. And I just said, you know what, fuck it. I said, feels fine now. And I said, because it's mainly just yeah, I'm fine, man.
Your cone's like a bag of
No, it's
insulation,
not.
man.
So
Waiting
I've
to
just
go.
been eating cleaner and better and shit, and it's just drink. You know what I mean? I've been making sure. I've been way better. This has helped. I'm telling you, this nonsense with COVID, right? Well, can't eat out the same. So eating in way better, right? Not nowhere near as hard as my body. I'm not drinking. I have a beer now with you on this podcast. But you never see me drink just cause it's nice to have.
No, I drink way more
just
than
be
you.
loose. Yeah, and it's just nice to be loose when you're chatting like this for a podcast, and it's but I'm never drinking anymore, and I'm fucking just because like I said, fuck it, I'm gonna trying to make
Yeah.
the most of this. Like, I remember when this started, there was a bunch of us, and in particular, like me, Mike, and Brian, like on a group chat, be like, "Alright, guys, like, you know what? Like, getting ahead of it. Like, now is the time, man. Like, don't say, there's no mics, this is da 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 da." And you're having this type of conversation with a lot of different people. And I remember, like, listen, man, it's a great time to, like, you know, get your shit together, get this and that, yada yada.
Yeah.
And it's like, like I haven't been using this as an excuse to just stay in and eat. Like, I've been using it to stay in. Oh, I can cook more now.
Yeah.
And like say, I've been going on illegal trails for hikes, man, just to get me exercise in because the gym is closed.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and so whatever.
Well, there's no FOMO either. Because, like,
Well,
half the part of it.
Man, that is the thing. They need a pill for FOMO, man.
Yeah.
Because that's the real disease. Because, man, when I was fucked, not fucked, but like when I pretty much couldn't, I had almost no say over me and my drinking. It was always the FOMO that was the catalyst.
Yes, man.
That was why I was drinking. It was more FOMO than it ever was like anxiety or depression or anything like that. It was full on just FOMO.
Man, sure, I would come over here before I lived here.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, nah, we're going to stay in now. It's Friday or Saturday, whatever night it is. We'll watch the game or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then your Snapchat would be blowing up.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, let's go and get fucked.
Yeah. I know.
And now you can't do that.
I know.
We're all saving money.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how many times do you spend $300 or $400 downtown? Buying drinks for people. What are you at, man? I haven't seen you forever,
right?
man. You went to O'Donnell too, didn't you? Yes, boy, did.
Yeah.
Right? Next thing you know, you're like, Jesus Christ, I lost $1,000.
That's such a towny thing, right? You went all down on there.
Look at that Booth alumni over there.
Because all we know, wherever the rest of the island came from, they know that one school. Because there's no two schools in one area.
Yeah.
Like other than the grades itself.
Yeah.
Right. But there's no like other school with the same grades. Not unless there's one in Corner Brook, which I doubt it.
One what? Like a high
There's
school?
one. Yeah. Like I think there's two high schools in Corner Brook. Is there?
I think so.
There's two high schools.
I think so. Someone said maybe not in Cornbrook. Maybe one's in Deer Lake, one's in Cornbrook.
Two elementaries. I doubt it, boy. Maybe though.
It's like
possible.
50,000 people out there, isn't there? 35, 40,000 people.
No, now it's not. It used to be. It used to be like over 40,000, close to 50, and now it's man, Corner Brook. What a sad story that is. That's under 20,000 now.
Yeah.
Like that's garbage, man. Because Corner Brook is deadly. I think so, but that's
I also think so.
Oh, okay. When you're like I thought
yeah,
you
but
didn't mean it.
the only reason I did that is because it's like, well, there's no use crying over spilt milk. Like we're the capital.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, for sure. Well, no, the reason is because we're fucking idiots. Not because of it's got nothing to do. Like we're idiots. St. John should have never been the capital of this.
Yeah,
island.
but that wasn't us.
When I say no, I don't mean you. I mean we as Newfoundlanders.
So like 8 generations ago, when they settled in St. John's.
It'd be more like three people that go like that Rogan bit.
3 people ago. My favorite bit.
But yeah, yes, exactly.
Dave Powell, sorry. Thanks for the cupcakes, Dave and Kelly.
Yes.
He just came out watching.
Get him, grab him.
Boom.
So came home today. I didn't tolerate. I came home today, and they're on the counter here. Cupcakes. Check that out. To the boys. So like
Deadly.
Tyler, Colin, Nick, Liam. Thanks for making us laugh from Kelly and Dave. Right? We got podcast cupcakes. Where's your merch? Get on it.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh man, right? Wait, I mean, you watching this podcast, right? Where's my homemade bread? Where's my soup? Right? I'll take nachos, right? Sponsorships.
Perhaps.
Right? No, but this, that's beauty. Thank you. Right?
Yeah.
Man, we're getting a bunch of that.
Yeah.
Like people, like dropping little surprise things off, man. And a lot of people are. I don't know. It's a cool time like that, though.
It is.
And it's really weeds out, like birds at the weeds in your life too. I'm finding, man.
Yeah.
Like you're really seeing. You're kind of reminded. One, you're reminded of who's legit.
Yeah.
You're seeing who's legit. Like you remember, maybe there's other people that are legit, but you're like, oh, it's like these people are more priority, and I'm more, and other people are more priority than I am. And yeah, it just puts it in maybe a bit more. Like I think it's fucking awesome. I really do. I like there's so much of this pandemic actually that I am enjoying like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, there's some restlessness and you're seeing some shit, but I feel man, dude, all the numbers we're getting, all these zeros, man, right?
Yeah.
And it's like like the one that came in was
Travel related.
yeah, travel. Like the bone was again, and then the other, yeah, but like it's travel related, right?
Yeah,
And
it was like someone who came here that was like from away that had it.
yeah, and it's like, man, it's like all these zeros, and it's like, why is that? Cause like surprisingly we're. Surprisingly and not surprisingly, we're listening. Like, there's a part of me that's like, man, we're two big idiots. We're gonna fuck this up, right? Like, just being honest. And another part of me is like, no, like, because like, we're gonna go one way or the other with this. We're gonna flatline this like early, get a bunch of zeros early, and be ahead of the country early because there's something about Newfoundlanders bonding together, we're all in this together and doing it because we've been doing it for hundreds of years, so it's just in us. Right? Like, that's it. This is the ship we're on. We're doing it.
Yeah.
There's that side of Newfoundland and Newfoundlanders. And then there's the other side where we're just complete lunatics.
Yeah.
And it's like we're idiots. And like everything, also like history, we're going to fuck this up too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and it's going to be like, it's going to be embarrassing to the rest of the country.
I think that calls thing helped. You know what I mean? Because like if we were like PEI, right, and we had like 11 cases total.
Yep.
We'd be like, fuck that, and we would have, for the last month, we would have just been like
way more lax.
Yeah, right? So then when that spike, as unfortunate as all that happened, because I believe people passed away from that and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's at a funeral home anyway. Like, why would you want that to tarnish the funeral? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That did, like, kind of help us take it seriously, because we were like, geez, we had a crazy spike, and we're like, we took it a lot more serious. And then now we're flat.
Well, we had to.
Yeah.
When that blew up, you got like 47 overnight or whatever the hell it was. Something not that much, but it was like over a couple nights or a few nights. Like, it jumped so fast. And it was like, it was like, oh man. Like, this is, like, it struck us. It was like man, you know what it was like? Again, I used the analogy before, but just come back to it. So I've come to it when I'm sober and high, so it must be a good analogy. It's almost like being in a boxing fight, man. And man, you're dancing, you're doing good, you're not taking anything, man. You're dodging everything, and then he gets you good. Like, you finally got a smack. You didn't take it 10 jabs to the face. You're dodging everything, and then you took a good one, right? Not enough to knock you out, but you felt that one. That's what this was like. With that Coles, it was like nothing. It's a joke. We're on an island. We're Newfoundland's in our own bubble. Like, world doesn't always exist in this island. It feels like sometimes, like, we're so in your own little world, and then it's like, and then it was like, bam. Oh, that's reality. Yeah. Right. We are in touch with the world. We are like that. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. This, if we do let this go through, we're screwed. Yeah. It was like that slap in the face we needed early. Early, man. Yeah.
Someone told me Vancouver Island's like back, sort of like starting back up again.
Dude, and they're not even their own province.
Yeah.
Like, we're our own province. I've been saying this and you have too. But like, us and PI mostly, but, and then you obviously got like Nunavut, Yukon, even Vancouver Island, like these parts, like we are the best situated to get back to start the country. Because we can close it, because we can contain it here, take a few weeks. You know what's it now, about 4 weeks?
What do you mean, total?
Since this all went down, 4 or 5 weeks? It was after St. Paddy's Day weekend. What's it now? 27th?
April 27th, yeah.
So that was about, 5 to 6 weeks?
6 weeks, probably, yeah.
6?
It feels like fucking 3 months.
I felt like it was like the 20... I felt like, I'm talking official now, I feel like everything started getting shut down like the 22nd of March. Would have been. Around there, so 27th now.
People were out at Boston Pizza on the 18th, I remember, of March.
Right.
And then, like, directly
that
right
was
after
a Monday,
that.
I believe, because I think Saturday was the 16th. St. Paddy's Day was the 16th, I believe. So that would have been the Monday. And yeah, and then Paddy's Day itself was supposed to be Tuesday. And everything was shut down then. So whenever that was. Because remember, all the bars got closed. And then by the middle end of the week, everything was closed. But the bars got closed on around the 20th, we'll say. And it's the 27th. So 5 weeks, roughly.
Yeah.
It's
5 weeks. That's nothing, but it feels like forever, man.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I know. But we have this thing here in Ireland where we can be like, all right, we'll get it. We'll contain it. We'll have our few weeks. Maybe a few more. But we'll have it. We'll have it flattened better than anyone else in the country, man. And then we can fire back up. Because we are on an island, and then it's just like, the virus is on the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, everyone that comes in, we tight check on them, 14 days. Everyone that comes in out of province, 14 days, isolate, right? Problem is getting people to keep doing it. But like in a perfect world, we can do that. And then all of a sudden, we're ahead. We're so ahead that we're fired back up, waiting for the rest of the world to get on our level.
Yeah.
You know, with like restaurants, sporting, different sports, everything. We're back because we got it killed off now. Sure, right now, active cases, man. There's only like 35 cases or something active in the whole province.
Give it another week.
Yeah. So like, and like a couple of them are spread. Like a few of those are central and west. I'm assuming still. So you got like what 2.5 dozen at 500,000. 2.5 dozen. And they're contained. They're in their bedrooms. They're in their homes. They're in the hospitals. They're whatever. They're not out and about.
Yeah. Oh, community spread as far like I'm no doctor, but I'm obviously if you're getting 0, 0, 0, 1 from travel, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? Like you would assume that community spread is flattened.
Yeah.
And it's now contained, like you said, like those people, right?
Yeah.
So again, this is like one of the only times that like being in Newfoundland is our advantage.
Yes.
I don't mean that, and like I love Newfoundland, just like you love Newfoundland, but like you know what I mean. We're like
mostly,
not a half province, even though we are on paper. Like,
don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
But this is retarded.
Man, what was I gonna say? Oh, do you know how many? Think about it this way. So we got 35 cases here, right?
Yeah.
And there's like I think they just cracked 50,000 deaths in the United States, wasn't it? Something like that. Yes.
I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't been staying up on
50,000
U.S. deaths.
deaths.
Wow.
So apparently, 3 million people in the world right now have coronavirus, or like that was like the count.
Yes.
Either died or had or whatever. Anyways, 3 million people. That's still only like 0.0004% of the world's population.
Right.
And we're here with like hardly any.
Right.
If you think about it that way, like that's why like.
Right.
I feel like going for a hike, like, man, if it's going to help you from, like, friggin' offing yourself or fighting with your missus, go for a friggin' hike.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
For fuck's sakes.
Yeah. The other side of looking at that is, you're right, on a human species, global level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? And, like, sure. But as Newfoundlanders, we are in our own world here. Right? That's the beauty and the misery of it.
Yeah.
So we are in our own world here. So you gotta also look at it. That same amount of cases, take that from 8 billion, turn it to 500,000. Percentage changes, still low. See what I'm saying? Take the same number of cases we have here, but change the population from 8 billion to 500,000.
Right.
Right? Now all of a sudden, because it's that's
brings percentage up.
big time, because like and that's what you got to look at, because we're talking about Newfoundland surviving, not the world surviving.
Yeah.
Right? Like obviously want the world to survive, but like in this in this conversation, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how it affects Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it like that, but still, it's still deadly. Not to mention, it's man, it's like a week now. 8 days, 1 case. Come on, man. Like, give us man, dude. Who else in the country is like that? Saskatchewan has already started back up, and they're nowhere near like we are. Dude, we're laughing, but the government as much as we all love to shit on them, they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
They're slow playing the fuck out of this, and they're playing up minor details because they know we're lunatics here in this province, and they keep us. That's what it takes to keep us under control.
Yeah.
You can't give us an inch, and we will take a mile.
Oh, yeah.
We're a mile. We'll take 100. We were half not from the time that we joined Canada until 2008. Have not. We got money. 2 years later, we were in unprecedented debt.
Yeah.
We finally got money. And we were in worse debt 2 years later than we ever were the decades leading up to it.
Fuck this place, man.
I'm just saying, we are the worst. Give us an inch.
Oh.
We'll take 100 miles here in this province. So they're doing this. Just being real. They got to. They got to slow play it. Even though
definitely.
we're better off than Saskatchewan.
I just want to be able to play golf.
Man, that's
all.
coming. That's coming. That's going to be the first fucking thing.
Man, deadly.
There's not a chance between the sport itself and you tell me all them rich fucks don't want to be playing golf? Right? Right? They're the ones that got. Anytime anyone got anyone's ear, the politician's ear, it's the rich people. And you know what they're saying? Open that up, boy. Come on.
Come on,
At least
rich
open
boss.
that up.
Yeah. Oh,
If
definitely.
they got it, if there's ever a time when the lobbyists don't have pool, it's now. And the first tiny bit of pool they're gonna get is like, all right, well, the golf courses. Everyone's fucking 1,000 yards away from anyone's anyway.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Especially if there's nothing going around here anyway.
I've been saying golf and tennis. Like, the tennis court should definitely be opened up. I've been saying that. You're like 40, baseline to baseline, you're like 40 plus feet away from one another.
Oh, yeah.
You're never at the same time, Bodie, up at the net. You're never. It never happens.
Yeah, you're there momentarily sometimes.
Right? Even then, man, it's insanely rare. Because even lots of times when... Yeah, it just don't happen. I'm not getting into it, but like, it don't happen. And then when you cross, you almost always cross on opposite sides. It's the most socially distancing game there is, man.
Oh, that's definitely going to be one too. Any team sport.
I got the perfect high going right now, man.
Oh man, booze and weed, man.
Perfect high. That
Way to go.
I got just a bit of weed and that 1 pint, and now on the number 2. Yeah, just perfect. Just that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and if I go down rabbit holes, anybody, apologize. That's what this does, and I can't help it, and I'll do it as much as I want. How long have we been on, anyways? We've been on about 45 minutes, roughly. 40, 45?
I don't know. Hold on now.
Let's have a gander. No, fuck that. Have a Clanville, have a Grand Falls, have a gander. That's one of my favorite sayings. To my knowledge that I came up with. I've been saying that
To
forever.
my knowledge that I came up with. Man, what a moose dinner we got waiting for us too.
Oh yeah, Mom. Speaking of dropping off food,
Flavor gone
cupcakes.
right through it.
Flavor gone right through it. Done yesterday. I've had it in fucking Tupperware for the day now. Just letting it all fucking marinate. Mother with the moose dinner. Check this out, Facebook world, huh? Check it out. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, that's right. You know you're jealous. We got moose. We got pork. We got turtle. We got carrot. We got peas, potato, and we got pudding. My mom is better than your mom. My mom is the best.
Definitely better than my mom.
Definitely better than her, right? No, I mean I'm sure she's a good cook, but
No, she's not.
oh, okay, well, yeah, man, definitely better than your mother.
Well, that settles it then.
So thank you, Mom, and I'm 99% sure she's watching. Unless she had one of her sisters or friends give her a call and be on the phone for 4 hours.
Yeah, she's commenting on stuff there. I sees her.
Oh, is she?
Patty's Day bars were closed, I believe was the last thing I saw. What do you know, Marie?
Mother's deadly though.
Oh, she's deadly.
Mother's,
Mother's Oh man.
I still love that. Is my favorite Mark Critch sketch though when he does Alan Doyle for the first time. They're all great. Like he's done several since, but the one with that very first one. what are you at? I'm Alan Doyle, and I just might be the happiest fella in Canada. But sure, even I get depressed. Right, I don't know about it.
Man, Critch is a genius.
Oh, dude, genius, legend, trailblazer, pioneer, fucking you name it, man. That guy, Critch,
Legend.
yes, man, and like great fella too. Like he's been really good to me, man. Really good to me, like in a couple different ways. Crazy amount of respect, insane, but so funny, man. So funny, man. The Alan Doyle stuff. As good as the Alan Doyle is, it's just like I mean, I called in an open line with George McLaren for my first time when I was in grade 8. So I'm such an old soul, and I'm such like and I loves like yarns.
Yeah.
Right? And I love yarns, and I love debates, and I love like the political talk. Like I do. I'm such an old sucker for it, and I loved it since I was a kid, man. I used to go to bed when I was in grade 5. My bedtime was like 9. Sometimes I could get away with staying up to 10, right? And anyways, George McLaren used to come on at 8 o'clock. No, sorry, 10 o'clock. He used to come on at 10 o'clock. Nightline then, back then, man, this is how night owls too we are. This wouldn't happen anywhere else. Not unless the city's massive. And a population this size never would have shown until 1 a.m. 1 a.m. And there were people, not a weeknight now, and people would be calling in.
I remember
Man,
Nightline.
right till 1 a.m. And it went to 1 a.m. It was so popular, even at that hour of the fucking night, that they had to change it from 8 p.m. to 12. 4 hours. And I used to go to bed, man, at 10 o'clock. I was in grade 5, grade 6, and I used to turn on Nightline with George McLaren. And I used to say, I'll put that on and go to sleep to that now. They can do Forensic Files now.
Nice relaxing newfies arguing with each other.
Right? And I think I'll go right to sleep to that. No, sir. Every night, and I was glued. I was fascinated by the conversation. I was glued to it. And I was like, listen, it was like listen around to the fucking scanner. That's another thing we used to do back home, right? You had the police scanner in the center of the table. Listen to what's going on down there. And buddy's chasing a tree wheeler. I bet that's Jordan he's after, right? But I used to listen.
Listening to my voice.
Oh, so I used what?
No, like that's what used to happen to me when I worked there.
Yeah. So we're there listening. Man, I used to listen at 1 a.m. I listen to that. So I love that. So therefore, because I'm that soul. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
So therefore, as good as his Alan Doyle is, and just nothing that gets me like his Rex Murphy. His Rex Murphy.
Yeah?
Dude, his Rex Murphy is fantastic. It is so funny. Yeah. It is so funny. It is like because it's like when you do impersonations, you either gotta go dead on, like to it's like frightening.
Yeah.
Or you get a mix of like that, but like exaggerate a scatter thing, right? Like like that's what Critch does. He takes you, he impersonates you perfectly, and he goes now, but what makes you unique, and exaggerate a couple of those things.
Yeah.
That's what he does. And like with Alan Doyle, obviously, he's he's exaggerating. He's gonna take depressing songs and turn them into a happy song because what have you heard forever about Great Big Sea? Like you got like their concerts, man. It's like the energy there, right? And it was like that's why him and Sean McCann were so good as like two frontmen because like he was the energy, right?
Yeah.
And he was like that the passion, and then like you know what I mean? Like he had that fire to it. Well, they all have fire, but like just breaking that. And
I was partial to Sean McCann. And no offense to Alan Doyle, I love Alan Doyle too, but like I just love Sean McCann.
But Sean McCann had that soul, that fire to it, right? So he had like fire and soul, and then he had like energy and passion, and then you put it together, and then you get the four of them on fucking blast, and they blow up.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just like it's so good. So like you take that about Alan, his energy and his passion, and he exaggerates the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
In taking depressing songs and turn them into get up and have a dance to. Right? Like it's genius. It's so funny. It is so funny. But his Rex Murphy, man, the eyebrows. I don't give a fuck if you don't give a fuck about this or not. But these are. I don't. But I'm asking looking comments. But I'm high as shit now. So it's just like. But it's just like. It's just like. But like, man, his eyebrows, right, from the right side to the left side, and he gets more like this because man, when you think of man, he was like a Tales from the Crypt, man. That guy. You remember that? Was it Goosebumps or Tales? No, it was a whole other cartoon. Tales from the Crypt used to be a cartoon back in the day.
Probably wasn't allowed to watch it.
It used to be a cartoon. Think like Goosebumps stuff. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Tales from the Crypt, I think it was. Anyways, it was like this old fucking. It was like a skeleton in a chair. This old like skeleton, and he'd be like, oh, and this horror story. And then it was like a horror cartoon, like for kids. Like Scooby Doo was like a mystery when you were a kid. And you know, type of thing. It was like horror stories, scary stories for kids. Tales from the Crypt. And well, that's what Rex Murphy reminds me of. That old skeleton that sit in that chair, man. Telling you this thing and that thing and ha ha ha. Right? And it's just like, see, you don't get it because you don't know what's happening.
Don't get it, see?
Right. But it's just like, man, that's what he's like. And then Critch is there, and he's always going with his shoulders, and he's going with the eyebrows, and it's like he's right withered. He's like together. Yeah. His shoulders coming because he's withered.
Yeah.
Dude, he hasn't aged. Well, he has, but it doesn't seem like it. He's like
You're so hard right now. Dude, he hasn't aged. What he has, but he doesn't seem like it. You are hard as your ass pussy.
You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with it. I just have no idea what the fuck you're talking about right now.
Oh,
I never watch.
Right.
No, I just don't. I never like have Goosebumps. Wasn't allowed.
Always. I'm just saying. I love his Alan Doyle impersonation, but
yeah.
but I'm Rex Murphy. Is what I'm saying.
I also love his Alan Doyle impression.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, so good. But how did Critch come up anyways? How many times I him?
I think I may have.
I feel like you brought him up, yeah.
I said, I don't even remember why I did now.
I don't know, right, rather all band. And, maybe I brought him up. I don't know.
I don't fucking know. Who brought him up? I was like,
so, pause in the comment section, right?
Yeah.
This podcast sucks, but I'm at Critch, right? Should be Critch and Tyler.
Man, I never met Mark Critch, but the funny part is I did Hocko's landscaping, right? Alan Hocko's landscaping back in the day.
Yeah.
And that was like deep in my Jehovah's Witness days. And Critch was there a couple times. And like just fucking like, you know, in passing say hello to him or whatever, right? Because I was busy doing shit.
Yeah.
But at that time there was that movie. Oh, what was that movie that Critch was in? And like it was probably 7 years ago. And it was there was like a A-list Hollywood actor in it. It was about a doctor. It was about a doctor like in the old days out in like some community. Fuck. And it was
down in St. Lawrence.
Was it St. Lawrence? I don't fucking know. Like, it was Critch was in it, and there was a couple other.
No.
Like, there's a dude from Braveheart, I think, was in it.
Not Random Passage.
Not Random Passage, no.
Not the male one. Oh man, hold on. I went to the movie theaters alone and watched that movie.
There's a scene in it. I'm just gonna keep talking about it. There's a scene in it where it's like a $5 bill, like
I know,
lodged in the in like the planks of like a deck or whatever.
Not Random Island.
No, it wasn't Random Island. It was about a doctor who came basically to like, you know how doctors just go on trips or whatever, like to take care of people. Like they go to random places, like Haiti, except here, like he came here. What is that dude's name?
Actually, man,
it's pissed me off,
dude. Yeah, I'm completely lost actually because I was thinking something completely different. I was thinking Critch is in it, and Pete Susie's in it. There's another movie about this island that's going to be shut down. They're going to relocate it.
The Grand Seduction.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No,
okay, we are talking about the
you
same
said
movie.
Random Passage though.
No, but we're talking about the same movie.
Randy Matthews coming in clutch with the Grand Seduction. Thank God.
The Grand Seduction.
Yeah.
So that Yes, that's the same movie. I don't remember the doctor part. What I thought it was they were going to shut the island down and going to resettle shit, or they're going to shut, or they're going to they're going to shut this plant
The
down.
community or something like
Yeah,
it
well,
was,
they're going to shut the plant. Pretty much the thing that keeps the community going.
Yeah, like the
They're-
takeout.
What? We'll talk about that later. But they were gonna like shut that down, and that would eventually kill the whole thing. They'd all have to relocate,
Yeah.
right? So then they made the island seem like it was busier and more populated than it really was,
Right.
and
That's what it was.
Right? They were there. They had everyone working like madman at the plant to produce the materials at the rate they needed to produce.
Yes.
And at the same time, they have shed crawls and like shed parties and stuff to make it look like there was a nightlife and stuff to it, and make it seem like it's on the go, and that they can have it. I remember that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that part?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it brings them to a couple.
That's
people,
where
people are
the
hammering shit.
seduction part
Man,
came.
what a great movie,
was a
man!
great movie, yeah.
That was a great movie. It's funny how that didn't take off to go bigger.
Man, I thought it was. I mean, for me at that time, I thought it was like pretty big. It was in theaters.
No, it was in theaters.
Sure, yeah.
No, and I know that.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I'm thinking bigger again. You know,
Yeah.
that's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
And it's funny and it's charming as fuck.
It is,
and
yeah.
what else is like that? Not a lot.
The cast in it is like unreal
Man,
as well.
it's so unique, man. You know what? I think it was almost ahead of its time. Because that fucking, like, the way... Because that was, like, late 2000s. Maybe, like, early 2010, 11.
Yeah, it's probably 2010, 2011. I would think.
Right. So, that was... I mean, smartphones. People were just getting smartphones then.
Yeah.
Like for pretty common, everyone got it. Because I remember people having it, but people were still under old contracts and still under razors and shit. Because smartphones never even got popular till like 09, 2010. Where, like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But by the time 2011, 2012 came, everybody was off their old contracts. Everyone fucking had one by then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everyone had a smartphone by 2011.
Right.
But it was just getting going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like right now, it's like the world's never been smaller. People are all a bit like, it's crazy what small, independent, indie stuff takes off. But like it does, it's like never before, and like hipsters are really big right now, and like just like local restaurants, local flair, unique, like cultural flair. It's so big now. It's so big, and like indie stuff like really gets shared around and appreciated and hyped up. When things get hyped now, it gets hyped so much more because everybody has a voice now. Like Instagram and Facebook and that is so much bigger now than it was then. It's fucking insane what it is now.
Apparently, it was 2014. Someone says in the comments.
That movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it was all big then, but I was like, yeah, I believe it. Of course it was. Well, they wouldn't lie about it, but yeah, see, that's me. But it's just like, I'm telling you, man, that I think if that was to be released now, to be more buzz behind it.
Yeah. It was Taylor Kitsch.
That came up with the comment.
And no, Taylor Kitsch is the actor in it, like the
main actor.
The main actor, and then there was the guy, which I don't even know if he's in Braveheart. He's but like he got that feel. He was either in Braveheart or Troy. Brendan Gleeson. Like he was in, like, for me that was like a cast, like a huge cast. Like it was cool to see Critch in that, and
man, that was a wicked
John
cast.
Sheen was in it too.
Yep, they're a legend.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and Pete Soucy.
Was he in it?
Critch. I don't remember Sheen being in it, but if he was in it, I believe it because he's a great actor. That's how he started. John Sheehan, man, I seen John Sheehan when I was in junior high. These people came. There was like this comedy troupe or something, sort of actors, or some sort of festival or some sort.
Oh, John Sheen kind of started like the individual like being good at comedy. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, John. I want to get him on this because people. Yeah, he's John's an OG, man.
Yeah.
John started stand up. Like John was doing like stand up as John, like as himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because we have, it's so funny, man, how comedy is actually a part of culture in this province. Who can say that? Few places can say, oh, that's culture. You know what I mean? Like, it's culture here. Comedy is more than just something fun on the weekend. It's actual culture here. So our sketch comedy is insanely rich. We have some of the best sketch comedy history in Canada. I'll put money on that. Our sketch comedy history is fucking hilarious. It goes right back to however far back you want to go, man. And it was always like gymnasiums and legions and stuff, and people who weren't even doing comedy for a living were doing hilarious sketches on the weekends for free, for charity or whatever. Like everyone was like crazy, right? And then you got the wonderful grand band doing their whole thing, and Buddy Wass's name, and it's
Legends.
like, right? And then that whole fucking Kevin Cog in 22 minutes, and like, you know, and Sean and Mark and Majumder and Kathy Jones, and Mary Walsh and
man, I'll never forget the first time I went to the Arts and Culture Center, right?
Yeah.
And sat like on like third or fourth row for Buddy was his name, and like the atmosphere packed, right?
Yes.
And the boys shredded for like 2 hours. Like there wasn't a draw in the place. People were buckling over, crying, laughing. Like that was probably like I was probably maybe 7 or 8 years old. So it was like 98, 99, maybe 2000.
Yeah.
And just like the hype like of being like kind of a poor kid and like paying like $30 like to see Buddy What's Name, $35, whatever.
Yep.
And then just watching them crush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And just being like a school teacher and like this and that, and you know, just these it almost seemed like regular dudes.
Yeah, man.
Just doing their goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And crushing like all over the country.
Just crushing.
Man, what a fucking blueprint they set out.
Crushing.
Yeah.
One of the most successful comedy troupes ever come out of Canada.
Yeah.
And yet Canada don't know Buddy Wass's name like you would think.
Yeah.
And that says everything about this province too. Hey, how it's such a fucking, it's its own world. It's its own world, and it's a bit of an afterthought to the rest of the guys, and it's definitely its own world. Like, we're the biggest in Canada. Like, it's most mainlanders that have seen it because they were going out with a Newfoundlander or dating Newfoundlander, brought them to it, and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't
it's all CFAs that were going back in the day, right?
Yeah. See,
Come from ways.
Yeah, and it's just like you look at, but like, I don't know, man. But we're going down rabbit holes here. But the whole point is that back to John.
Yeah.
Right. We have this rich stand-up history or sketch history. It's stand-up in a province where comedy is so huge in culture. Stand-up is a baby. Stand-up is still new. There's still people in this province that have never been to a stand-up comedy show. That's crazy to me. In a province where comedy's our culture, it's insane. I still talk to people. Like, people come up to me now and be like, "You're the first ever comedy show I've ever been to." And some of these people have lived away and come back and everything. You know, I've never been to a stand-up comedy show because I never went to a comedy club when I lived away.
Yeah.
There's only the one comedy club we had in St. John's, and that only lasted 6 years, or 5 or 6 years, and that was gone. So we're stand-up happening, right? So it's like so many people still haven't seen stand-up. John starts stand-up here.
Yeah.
There's no comedy club here. Doesn't exist. I do stand-up now. Right? Does it. Blows up. Kills it, man. He was doing a gig for Alexander Keats. Their 1 year anniversary, or their 100th year anniversary, whatever it was. He got the gig. One of the biggest corporate gigs in Canada. He was only a comedy like a year, man. He got that gig. That's how he made his... Man, dude, this guy, man, he hit the ground running. Fucking... And, like, he showed me and people like me. Like, here's the hustle. Like, here's You know what I mean? You gotta make it happen yourself.
Yeah.
And like, just like, and but give you the hope. Be funny enough, cause he's hilarious. He's so funny that he was at Comedy a Year, and he was getting corporate gigs that comics 20 years aren't getting.
Yeah.
Right? So you be funny enough, and you can make it happen here. Right? And it's like, I remember watching John on TV, man, before he even moved to St. John's. Do you know how hard, like, as much as those comedy, you know yourself, it's harder to laugh at stand-up on TV than it is in person, right?
Yeah.
I remember one of the first stand-ups I laughed extremely hard at was, he was doing all this stuff, me and my brother were dying. And that turned out to be Jerry D.
Oh, yeah?
Man, I remember watching that. So
That turned out to be Jerry D.
Yep, because I'll tell you how I remember it. I remember it like yesterday, sir. Our TV blew up in the living room. We had this big brown one. And I was up watching it when I shouldn't have been. And we had power outage. And the TV power went out. And when power surge blew the TV up, right? I was up fucking on school night like 2 o'clock in the morning, couldn't sleep. Nightline was off at 1, I couldn't sleep. I went out I went out and turned the TV out like 1:30 in the morning, right? I was watching The Simpsons. I remember when I was watching there and I was watching The Simpsons rerun. And I remember feeling very selfish about it because it was a rerun I've seen 100 times, right? And I was watching it with thunder and lightning out and the power fucking went out. Boom. Tower came back on, TV was toast, couldn't fix it, right? Dad didn't want to buy a new TV. TVs are a fortune. Brought it to a guy, fixes TVs. He goes, nothing I can do with that. And he made a comment to that TV must have been on though when zap it like that because of the line. It came. He said the power surge came through the cable line.
Rad you out,
right? And I was just like, rock. Anyways, I never did. No, I never did confess to it. I'm confessing now on this podcast. I was watching TV when I shouldn't have been.
Your old mans are like,
dude. Well, if I wasn't watching TV that night, TV still be fine, right? Anyways,
you selfish bastard.
So then we had this little 13-inch TV that I had. I was carrying around the motorhome. I had that in the rec room. I had in my bedroom, rec room, one of it. And it was a little 13-inch like Sanyo one or some cheap American one. And we had that laid on like one of these chairs. We had it laid on a chair. That was TV stand was a chair because we never did have a TV stand because this TV was so big. It was one of them old school 70s ones you see in a big brown box. That would sell for thousands as an antique now.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
The one you'd put the new TV on top of. Like that would be the TV stand.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So that's what it was, right? So we never did have a TV stand. We ended up didn't lay it on because that was thrown out. We'll get rid of this now. It's got no use. I think you can lay a little one on top of it until we get a new one. So we had a dining room table chair like that for about a week with a little 13-inch table on it. That was the TV until we got a new one, right? And I was watching on that one. Me and my brother were sat on the floor.
That's the one that fried.
The big one fried. We were watching on the little one.
Okay.
We were watching on the little one on the floor. Me and Evan watching Jerry D on his Comedy Now special. Man, we were roaring. That's how big of a comedy fan I was. I was only 13 or 14 then. And I made sure I got his name, wrote it down, got down on the dial-up internet, right? Got on the internet and started finding his stuff.
Mm.
And I remember,
I actually think he's really funny too.
He's so funny, man.
Yeah.
So I remember laughing out loud at him, Dan, and a couple others. But John Sheehan, funny again, me and my brother again. It was at Christmas holidays. I believe it was Christmas holidays. Nevin was home. Anyways, and but he was still in university at the time. And so I think I was like 18, he was 22, something like that. Roughly. Or like 19, I was 19. Oh, no, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was 20. Yeah, it don't fucking matter. But we were there, and yeah, it wouldn't have been, because I'm doing all the math in my head now, right? I would have been more like 21, 20. We were both home for the holidays. That's definitely what the fuck it was. John G was on the St. John's Comedy Festival. It was on CBC. Mm. Pretty sure CBC. And man, he was going on. He had about an 8-minute gala set, and like we watched that whole thing, and we laughed at a bunch. We laughed the hardest at him. Mm. Like so funny, man. So funny.
Yeah.
Time with salad or something. Like it's salad, hilarious. Time like you never see anybody like you offer him a second bowl of salad and they go no too full for that, can't have it or whatever, right? Man, we did some laughing at that.
Yeah.
And this is Christmas time. We're sitting around ready to eat this big, dirty, fucking retarded feed, right? And here he is talking about, no salad, no more salad, right? It was just like in the moment and everything too. Like it was just so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, wild. First one for me was probably not first, but like first one that made me like roll laughing. That I can remember was Brian Regan probably.
Walked on the Moon.
Walked
special?
on the Moon, yeah.
That's
I was
funny.
probably 14 maybe, or like 14 or 15, and like I loved comedy before that, like, you know. But then to see him like get up and crush and be clean, because like obviously like I wasn't allowed to watch that if it was like, you know, super dirty and raunchy and stuff. But like he was making everyone laugh, buckled over, but like not swearing at all.
Yeah.
Which is what he's kind of known for, right?
Oh man. Yeah, he got so many. I love the whole going to the hospital. How there's no Oh man. I'm not gonna tell a soul. But when I just see pop up, oh man, it's the funniest notification. Oh, dude.
Yes, thank you. I will catch that TV show later.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh man, dude. Oh man.
Oh, Mike Pitcher needs a top up. That's one of my best of friends back in elementary school, baby.
Elementary. Isn't that funny, man? How like you hold on like the elementary,
definitely.
primary school friendships. Now we're best friends in grade 2, man.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Then that's it. Your friends for life. You remember them for life.
Yeah, like we don't hang out now, but
No.
like if you saw him, you're like, "What up?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's something that's really cool about that. I don't know what that. Yeah, it just is. Man, whenever I see someone from my childhood, it's just like the chemicals that goes off my brains, endorphins, is it? Like what? Like man, makes me right happy, man. I love it.
Man, someone just said go like talk about Trump and the fucking disinfectant.
Yeah, right. How we got to that? I'll tell you how we haven't gotten to that. It's because this fella smoked some before he came on, and I wouldn't even say anything to do with that, but maybe a bit. And it's just like, but I will have another one if you got one there for me.
Oh, I got one on the go, yeah.
Oh, right. And then I'll.
Down that.
Yeah, all right. I'll buy the next pack. I will. Just cause. If it was just the one, but like that's number 3 now, so that's almost half your pack. So we'll get the next one. We share them around. Yeah, no. I wouldn't even if I would like honestly any other time in my life I wouldn't even be like I'll get next. I just get it. It's just I'm so like just been in like out of drinking this last little bit that like that's like a thing for me now to go buy a pack because I haven't bought a pack since this it was instinct for me knee jerk reaction to even just say that, you know.
Yeah.
But what am I saying? Disinfectant Trump. Yeah. I smoked that weed, man, and a couple beers, and just like, I'm in a zone right now, man. I can talk all night. I'm so happy I did that, by the way. I don't know if this. I'm not. Well, tomorrow when I watches this back, I'll be like, all right, is that a good one or not? Maybe I shouldn't be smoking it, but like honestly, right now, fun wise, is the most fun I've ever had doing a podcast right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels more looser. I feel more like to just sit, just yeah. The fucking the walls are down, the channels are open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What am I saying here? Yeah, Trump disinfected. That was retarded. And that's a, I know. Oh, that's it was. It was.
It's insane. I'd like to know if, because everybody, you included, you're always like, man, he's the biggest troll ever. Like,
He
he's
is a
trolling
troll.
everybody. But, like, he's a fucking idiot, too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. That's the thing about him, right? Is that that guy. He's so multi-layered. He's an idiot. He's a troll. He's narcissistic. He's most likely it's heavy. It shows that he's racist and homophobic. There's no full-on proof of it, but there's potential. There's lots of potential there for it.
Yeah.
Right? And amongst all those things, and everyone wants to hear it, he is actually smart in some ways. In some ways, he's a genius. In some ways, right? In very minor ways, though, right? He's way more of everything else.
Yeah, like, he
Right? He's way more of everything else.
he knows a lot of stuff that me and you don't, and a lot of people don't.
He knows a
But that
lot.
don't,
Right.
But that don't mean he should be fucking president.
Of course not.
You know what I
of
mean?
course not. Of course not.
What a fucking...
My point is that this guy is like it's insane. He's such an he is as smart as he is in some ways. He is an idiot. He like it's like the stuff he says, and he is a troll. He trolls. He loves trolling. Trolling is his favorite thing. He is his own favorite thing. His next thing, he loves trolling. Because you can watch his stuff, his press conferences and his meetings when he has the stadiums. They're over an hour long, and I've watched a lot of them. I sat down for an hour and a half, watched full of them, like a full session, dozens of times, because it's what I do and what I do for a living, and I love comedy. So, and being up with the world. That guy, he loves trolling, but he's a fucking idiot. And that was not trolling. He wasn't trolling when he said
he's
that.
such a narcissist that he just... Well, it's like, I think Liam was saying. He's like, he only reads the top sheet of the briefing. And they've got to put his name in it the whole way through so he pays attention. Donald J. Trump.
Right.
Donald J. Trump, right?
And
he's literally, like, probably the most narcissistic person in the world.
They have to pepper his name through the briefing to get him to read the briefing.
Yeah.
Like that part of the brief, even just that part of the briefing. Yeah, and then they're saying it to, like, reporters that, like, they'll go and they'll say, like, you did this, you did that, right? And he gets his back right up against the wall. But if you come at him with, like, Donald Trump, Mr. President, sir.
Yeah.
The other day, you mentioned this great point about this, but you also made this other point about
start positive,
start
and
positive,
then follow with the negatives, and then he won't hate you.
He'll address you a bit more respectfully, give you a bit better of an answer. You come at him with anything that isn't stroking his ego and sucking his dick off the top, then it's just like, no, that's not what I said. You're an idiot, and that's why I don't ever talk to you, and I don't ever talk to your network, because you work with NBC, don't you? And blah, right? And you're with CNN, and it's just like, and he just hates you, right? But sure, there's a book out. Apparently, there's a book out on how other countries have learned how to deal with him. And like the countries that is they think he's an idiot, but they stroke his ego. They stroke his ego, and then that country gets what they want in return. And then meanwhile, they're being like, what an idiot. They say like, can't believe like, but that's it. He treats them nice,
just fondling the balls,
right? And one thing again for everything Justin Trudeau is and isn't. Trump overall, listen, Trump caught Trudeau talking shit behind his back. It was him and the Brexit guy, and the guy that was had Corona,
whatever his name is,
Boris.
Yeah.
It was him and like the fellow in France or something. Three boys were chatting, and they got like a third party camera, kind of like making fun of him, talking about like what a loot, like how he's impossible to deal with, like he's you know what I mean? He's a loose cannon. He's so hard to talk to, and yada yada, and like was kind of making fun of him a bit, right? And they were snickering and laughing. Saturday Night Live actually then did a sketch on that interaction because it was such a big moment. See other massive world leaders on camera making fun of him.
Yeah.
It's a big fucking deal, right? And like in any other world,
Yeah, but he's a clown. So like obviously they're gonna do it. What? Too bad Trudeau didn't stand up and be like, "Yeah, I did that." Have you noticed something? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
But my point is that Trump caught him doing that, and Trump still overall really likes and respects Trudeau in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I don't think he does.
Well, I don't know about respects Canada, but okay, fair, and you might be right on that. But he talks and acts like he does. He doesn't, dude. This guy doesn't give a shit. He doesn't think twice before throwing shade. He'll be like, yeah, well, Germany does this, yada yada yada, Mexico that, blah blah. When he's like, he goes, when he talks about Justin Trudeau, nice guy, by the way, like him, but and then maybe say a little something because he's Trump and he'll say whatever he wants. But like he always addresses Trudeau and Canadians like we love our neighbors to the north, and Justin Trudeau, great guy, by the way. However, they are screwing us when that whole trade thing was going on. Justin Trudeau, great guy, by the way, guy I like. He goes, but they're screwing us on trade. They're screwing us on trade with a new trade deal. But he would always preface it with that, and he doesn't do that hardly ever. But he's done it with Canada because Trudeau has walked a very fine line with Trump. He hasn't pissed him off, but he hasn't sucked his dick either.
I only saw one video like a couple years ago where like Trudeau went over to say something to Trump, and it was like some meeting. I don't know, it was a summit or whatever it was, and he just like Trump treated him like he would your kid. Like he didn't really give him any time of day, and you could tell that like Trudeau was sort of like taken back by it. And I just thought, one, it made me be like, Trump's a dick. But if I was Trump, I probably wouldn't like Trudeau, like the little like boy that came along in politics by being born into it either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Trump got his money by inheritance, so he's like, it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Like you're a made man by what your family line was.
Right.
But still, like Trudeau, he's definitely not as good of a businessman as Trump is.
Right.
I don't know. I actually can't stand the fact that we live in Canada and we're talking about Trump in the first place. But it's like it's all on my phone.
But
like,
it's not. But it's not just Canada, man. It's most of the world.
Which it's like when they say like someone like a criminal who like they're like, let's talk about the victim versus like the person that did it to him, right? It's like now all we're talking about is Trump, and like for the rest of our lives, we're gonna remember that lunatic. Remember that lunatic. It's like we're gonna literally talk about this dude for the rest of our lives. And I can't stand it because I think he's funny too. I think he's hilarious too. But I just can't stand that, like, we got to talk about him.
Yeah.
Because he's stupid. Sometimes he's funny. Like, I liked when they were like, can you clarify your words about women? He was like, hold on. I said Rosie O'Donnell was fat, not all women. Like, that's funny, right?
That's hilarious.
Right? I think that's funny because he's more direct than all the other presidents.
And say whatever you can hate on no matter what. But there's something that is beautiful and refreshing, not just about that honesty, but a politician being like, no, it wasn't about Rosie. Hear that from the guy that's in politics now, because that's the reason we all hate politics and politicians, because they're so full of shit, they're never whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's why Trump, that's the powerful. That's the power of real. That's the power of honesty and real. That even if you're real dumb, at least it's real, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, he's real though. Yeah, but he's an idiot. He says this thing, that thing, and this thing, that thing. He's like, yeah, but at least I knows what he's thinking. I'll still vote for him. It's almost like keeping your enemy, like, I know that's not what's happening, but it's the same philosophy of, in a way of, was it that keep your friends closer, keep your enemies even closer? That way you can keep an eye on them. Because you want to know what they're at.
Yeah.
And, like, people look at politicians and the government like the enemy. So it's like, with him, it's like, yeah, he might be an idiot, he might be this, but at least I can keep him on. I'll know. I'll always know what he's thinking. Because he says whatever the fuck he thinks, that guy. He's, like...
But that's because he's a narcissist.
Yeah,
like,
and he's real dumb.
But he was never a politician before he became president. He was never a senator. He was never
Right.
nothing. So
That's
he
my
never
point.
learned all that shut
That's-
your fucking mouth when you don't know what you're talking about shit.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So that's what I mean. Like, it's crazy that he's president.
Crazy.
Because, like, he'll just go
'cause
up
he doesn't
there
know
and
what he's
say
at.
whatever the fuck he wants, and everybody behind him was like, why are you,
That's what I'm saying. You can
we're
be-
trying to watch what we
but
say in this podcast.
But that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is that you can be really intelligent, this and that, da 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 da. But if you come off as if your cadence and your surface and your presentation is not Bible, it's kind of fake. It's that's bullshit. It's da da da. Someone would rather have a real idiot than like someone who's fake and smart. I'm telling you, they could put one of the smartest guys in America up against Trump, and he'd win the next election. He'd have to be some dude. The only guy that's gonna beat him if they're real and if they're smart and real, like you know what I'm saying? Like they're
Bernie
authentic.
Sanders.
But listen, that's why people love Hagee. That's why people love Hagee,
Yeah.
right? Because he's smart. He's a doctor. He's a surgeon, retired surgeon. But you don't get this. What we're so used to seeing, it really when he talks. Every time he talks, it feels like it's off the cuff.
Yeah.
And it feels like there's a sometimes he has a bit of tongue in cheek with stuff. He looks like he has some personality. He's not like every other politician or minister you've ever seen. You're like, oh, that's who he is.
Yeah.
And that's why people like him. That's why people are starting to learn he could be the next premier for sure. He could be next if he wanted to. People would vote for him for sure.
Well, the other thing that's crazy is like the fact that Trump's being such an idiot is actually overshadowing the fact that like Trudeau hasn't been that bad and he's like done a good job,
Yeah.
right? So like we were bitching about Trudeau, like the S&C. Like I was in Ottawa during the S&C Lavalin thing, and that was like every cab driver talked about it. Everyone, like it was huge news, right?
And he got through it.
And he got through it, and now he's doing a pretty good job. And then Trump just like you can't scroll down Facebook without seeing bullshit from. I get it, we're allies and that bullshit, and we're neighbors, but like I don't give a sweet fuck about Bernie Sanders, about Trump. I don't care.
I know,
I
I
hate
love
politics,
Sanders.
right?
I know you
hate
do.
politics.
I know you do.
I-
And I do too, which is like I hate and I love it. It's a love-hate relationship. It's like this. It's like Zol and Newfoundland. I love and hate Newfoundland.
Yeah.
I do. And most Newfoundlanders do. That's what brings us together is our mutual love and hate for this place. And we hate it. Everything we hate about it is cause we love it. It's like that with politics. Like I love the thought of the greater good. And people, I love the thought of people working together. I love the thought of voting and the thought of choice and the thought of everybody working together and everyone building teamwork and building something together. And that's like I love that. That's why with politics I love politics because that's what politics is supposed to be. We all have an equal chance. We can all and then we're gonna get voted in. And now the government is gonna that's why you have MHAs. They listen to their people. And this person listens to that people, and then all the people come together, and we all talk about what's going on and what we all got to do to flourish. That's the thought of politics, and I just that whole essence is like right at my core. It's right at my fucking core. What I hate about it is that it's not that.
Well, no, because people are retired. Like they're never going to be like people are so greasy.
Right.
There's never a politician ever, hardly, and you can try and convince me Bernie Sanders is like perfect. But like,
He's
let's
as
see
close to
his
perfect.
emails. Let's see his texts. Like, let's see what rub and tugs he goes to. Like,
Man,
you know what I mean? Like,
right.
we're all greasy.
Yeah, I know.
We're people. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
So like, when
I
other
know, but-
people try to rule other people, it's just not gonna work.
Right, but I'm telling you, but like he's also a bit neurotic, right? That guy is he's not because nobody is, and he's not. And by the way, as much as a Bernie Sanders fan as I am, there's been several moments where I've seen somebody say it or watched a video and I can't even get through it. I'm like, fuck off, Bernie, and I'm like, that's too far left for me, and yada yada or whatever, right?
Mm.
I've had that. So I've seen sides of him that I don't like per se, but I've been also like I say like I've been fascinated by this since I was a kid, like just like social topics and political topics more importantly social, which usually tie into political. And dude, this guy, man, I've seen thousands of politicians. He is that's why he was huge with nothing behind him. Zero.
Yeah, but he's been around since fucking Martin Luther
Yeah,
King.
but nobody knew who the fuck he was now.
Exactly. It took him this long to get to where he is.
Yeah, but that's the beauty in it, boy. That's the fucking beauty in it, Tyler. Come on, man. You as someone who's so raw and like, I'm gonna do things my way as yourself, and like, and just being like grassroots and like fuck the system, and that's what he is. He's so but what's beautiful, but that most people don't have. It takes so long to grow that, and it takes so much like nerves of steel and everything else and consistency to get like because everyone there's been a million people trying to be what he is, right? And right, but you can't. It's insanely hard. Man, that guy started as the mayor of Burlington, won by like 1 or 2 votes. Like barely, like in a small turnout in mayor voting in Burlington.
Burlington where?
Vermont.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was Burlington, but it was in Vermont. However the fuck this says it.
Yeah.
And then, mayor. And then like he worked his way up through. That's why you're like, oh, it took this line. Yeah, it took that line.
Yeah,
like, it took that line from because he's been going against the grain and against the wind the whole fucking time. So it took him way fucking longer. And then he's in his 70s. He's like, if I don't, and he goes, I'm running now. Now is the time to run.
But he just pulled out, didn't he? Or
yeah, I'm talking 4 years ago, 5 years ago. He goes, now's the time.
Yeah, because he won a bunch of those states.
Dude, he would have beat Hillary, but the corruption fucked him.
Exactly.
And
so what?
Trump even called him out on that. Trump even called him, picked up for him. Called it the Democratic Party, right? And that was a 2-prong effect. But it was just like, yeah, man. Like and then he got known, and then he came through. It's like, all right, now he goes into this race. Now people know who he is. Dude, he went into that race. Nobody knew who the fuck he was, and he was beating Hillary. Because once people got to know him, it was like, oh, we got something real on our hands, something tangible.
Right.
And he was beating Hillary, like a woman. After, that's got this political. She got all the things. She stood by her man after he got sucked off by Mrs. And, you know what I mean? And just like, and she's done all the fucking things, and she got all these accolades. She got all these credentials. And she's a woman at a time when women are making this big movement. She's got all these fucking things. He comes out, fucking his hair flip-flopping like that. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. His stuff then at the time was crazy, right? It was apparently crazy. Let's make college tuition free like it is in Europe. Trade school is pretty much tuition free here. I went to trade school. I didn't pay tuition. I paid 10%. I paid a few $100s to go to trade school. Right? Like, that's what he's talking about.
But, like, this is, like, you see what I mean? My point is being proven right now. Like, I don't care about American politics. You know what I mean? I live in Canada. And I don't give a fuck about Bernie Sanders. Like, not because I don't like him, like, whatever. Like, I just don't care. Like,
here's the thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
My life is too short to worry about all that bullshit.
Yeah, but that's because we're different in what fuels us up and what interests us. You, like...
Oh, yeah. Like I'm not saying...
I've always cared about politics, it's not politicians. I've never cared about politicians. I've always cared about politics.
It's almost like wishing like your favorite politician is gonna make the Stanley Cup final. Like it's like, come
I'm
on,
a Leafs
Bernie.
fan.
Like, so am I.
Yeah, so I'm all about cheering for the person that's never gonna do it.
This is our first fight. But like, I don't care. Like, I care that I gotta, like, I liked when Obama is in. Like, everybody's saying, well, Obama bombed shit and did this shit, and he did the same stuff. Like, because behind the scenes, they're all bombing this country and bombing that country, and it's like, it's just a matter of who appears more like.
Yes.
Right. It's all about appearance, right?
Right. And everyone's getting sick of that, though.
Right.
Like, everyone's getting more and more people are like yourself. I'm in that same boat. I hate it, too.
Can't stand it.
Can't stand it. Nobody can stand it. Nobody can stand it. And only the real idiots don't see that. Everyone, for the most part, sees that. And even everyone who votes that sees that, they're like, I'll choose the lesser shit. Yeah. And the lesser evil. Like, I voted for Trudeau over Stephen Harper that first time. I wasn't a big fan of Trudeau. But at the time, I said he's the lesser of the two evils. So I'll pick him. Because it was 12 years of Harper, and he was really losing everybody. And he did lose everybody. I mean, Trudeau got no political experience, comes in and gets with the landslide victory.
Just based on his last name.
A big part of it. Not all of it, though.
But like, he did, like, I mean...
It was a mix of both. It was a mix of a bunch of things. It was a perfect storm, that was. Why he got that like he did.
It was a perfect storm.
It wasn't, but his father wasn't as loved as you think.
No.
The name obviously helped. Trump's name obviously helped. You know, it's who he is. But like, of course, the name helped. But it's more than that. Harper also did a lot of self-sabotage, but they came off like that. The whole Conservative Party.
He had dead eyes.
The Conservative Party is a fucking mess. The fact, and point being, they can't beat Trudeau. They lost 2 elections in a row to him. A drama teacher that can't answer a question. That's how much of a mess the Conservative Party is.
Yeah.
They can't, right? Harper. I mean, I did a rant on this that blew up, but how like you get this guy that's wrapped up in scandals, possible crimes, can't answer a question, comes off like he's a high school teacher, spoiled brat. Jeez, there's never been a bigger slam dunk, and you can't put together someone who can beat that guy. You still put together someone who isn't too much in the spotlight, so it's hard to get shit on him. And Trudeau has all this shit on him right now, with all the scandals and everything else that's going on, and what he's just done, how he can't answer a question for the last 4 years. All you gotta put together is someone just half decent. Half decent. And Conservatives going to majority. They put in Scheer, who essentially, whether he did or he didn't, but whether he meant it or meant it, but he pissed off women and gays. The 2 biggest movements in the world right now.
Yeah.
They all hate him.
Yeah.
And anyone who was liberal hated him. Anyone that's got a conservative voice don't know how to fuck talk back to her. Right? Or vice versa, sorry. Liberal wife.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to talk back to her. Right? And then he loses. He loses. He never should have lost to Trudeau.
But you know how many people don't vote in general? You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's sad too.
But that's like me. Like I voted, right? But I don't give a shit. I only voted because I lived with you, and you'd be like, man, who'd you vote for today, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you love politics.
It's not that I love politics. It's I love humanity, and politics should help. Like, listen, be the change you want to see. I believe that. I do. And I'm not perfect at it by any means, but there are some things that I do right like that, and that's one of them. I believe that. I truly believe that. And here's the thing: if you don't vote, then you can never. And that's a debate, sure.
Yeah, you don't have like a say.
Well, like you got to do one of it. You got listen, and if you don't run or if you don't take some sort of stance, like at least, fuck it, I'll say it. Like at least I got a following, right? And it's like, okay, maybe I'm not running for politics, but at least I built a voice, and I speak out on some stuff, and I'm putting my foot forward. A lot of people don't put their opinions and their thoughts out there because they hate the fucking shit that comes back. Oh, the drama on Facebook is not worth and it's all bullshit. Things are never going to change, man, so fuck, it's better just keep your mouth shut, blah, 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 blah. Just party on. Fuck it, they're all fucked, yada, yada. That's a big portion of mentality. A big portion of mentality is because nobody gives a fuck, right? And it's just like, but if everybody give a fuck, history shows that you will get change if enough people give a fuck. You will. You'll get it.
You're flipping me.
Right? But it's just like, you got to give a fuck. And if you don't give a fuck, then you can never complain about a lot of things. You can complain about some things. You can complain about your own self, but that's all you complain about. And it's just like, I want, and it's like, you're like, that's why everyone hates all these fucking people in the Facebook comments, right? That goes on a bit, blah, 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 blah. It's like, but what the fuck? Like, and it's just like, man, it's all bullshit. Half that people are people who aren't working, and they're not doing this and that, and they're not busy, and they've done, man, a lot of these people have done fucking nothing with their lives in these comment sections, right? That's why whenever you ever see a good, intelligent comment, it gets a lot of likes. Because that's rare.
Right.
right?
Because it's not like like aggressive. It's like it's thinking it all out. Like it's playing both sides, not being too like forward. It's like you see a lot of people be like, granted, like I'm like this and I'm like that.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean.
And you search their profile.
You can tell.
Yeah, and so you're like, oh, like that. I'm gonna click that person. You click in, you go into their profile, and you're like, oh, this person, okay, and you can go to their about, and you can see where they work, but the this and that, just through the about me tab or whatever, you can tell, oh, that's a legit person, right? And then that gets a bit of life. It's refreshing because most of these people are going to run their fucking mouths. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody's ever going to know who you are. And what have you done? What have they done for their community? Right? Like most people, like in these that's why there's so much hate for comment sections. Blah blah blah. Right? And then that's why, because it's full of shit. Right?
Yeah.
And I've been guilty of it myself. I'm full of shit. I know that. But at the very least, like, I do have a bit of a name and voice built for myself. And I have said and done a lot of things, especially like saying and taking stances on stuff, that's turned people off and pissed people off. But I decided to pick a side, and I tried to put what I think is positive. And I think it's good to say this, and I think it's good to do this, so fuck it. And I'll say it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've lost it. Dude, anytime I make what's funny is that I'm not liberal or conservative. I'm right down the fucking middle. I'm right down the middle. And I don't choose who I'm voting for until the day of. And I think everybody should be like that. I hate these people who go, oh, I'm conservative.
And they put their shit like on the line.
I fucking hate it. Because it's like you are giving them the power now. Think about this. It's like being in a relationship with a woman, right? And you know you can do whatever the fuck you want. You go out and cheat on her every fucking night. She's never gonna leave you. You're gonna go cheat on her all the time, man. You're gonna cheat on her every night. She's never gonna leave you. What the fuck are you saying?
I will neither confirm or deny that.
Right? No, that's just facts. Because what she's like. Well, other than your own conscience. I'm trying to use it as an analogy.
Are you talking to me right now?
No, I'm talking in general. Not you.
I know.
Idiot. Anyways, what I'm saying is, that's what these people do. I'm conservative. I've been conservative for 10 years. I'll be conservative for the next 40 years. All right, so now they don't have to work to get your vote. Every politician had to work their fucking ass off to get their vote, and they should have to work their ass off to stay in office. If not, someone better is coming to get their job. And you know what I mean? Mm. But when you say, I'm with this color, I'm with this politician, it's got like what are you saying, man?
My point is that's never going to change. Like
right.
The way that people are like that is never going to. We know people that are our age right now that are going to be NDP for the rest of their life, just because to be anti blue and red. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like we're gonna be fucking 80 years old, and we're gonna know people we grew up with that are just gonna be like, man, NDP, put that on the line or wherever you are, and that's it. That's just always the way it is. The reason why my grandparents are conservative and your grandparents, for example, I don't know, are liberal, is just because that's what they chose and that's it.
And they know it's.
And I'm not like that, and neither are you.
Right.
I'm right down the middle too.
Right.
But that's why there's a very small number of people that are like that.
Right.
So why should I that's why I've decided, I don't give a shit. I'll vote.
Right.
But I'm not gonna care.
Right.
Because everyone's always gonna be like that because there's people out there that are muppets.
Right. And
that work 9 to 5 and believe whatever they see on CBC and NTV and TBC and whatever, right?
Right.
So I don't care.
Right.
And because if I care, then I'm gonna be disappointed every time.
Right. And we're just different people. And I'm right. Like I like politics. You like country music.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And man, country music's deadly.
The concept of country music's deadly. The concept.
Drinking, women, fucking campfires, trucks. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Listen.
I like everything else too. I like country
I love
music.
the concept of country. I just can't stand the sound of it.
You like some country.
Some country.
If it can buy me a boat, that song. You like that song?
Yeah, I do.
See?
Yeah.
See, you like some of it.
See, well, yes, and we've had this conversation before. I do like some country music. I do. But it's got to be, like, I like Alan Jackson. I like Garth Brooks. Not now, when I say that, I was like, I've never listened to a full album of any of these guys, right? But there's enough songs by Alan Jackson I like, that's how I like Alan Jackson. There's enough songs by Garth Brooks, that's how I like Garth Brooks. And then there's all these one-off songs like Buy Me a Boat. I love that song. It's a great song. And Blake Shelton got a song that I don't mind. Is it Neon Lights? I think
It's a great song.
Great jam. Like that one. There are 100 songs that I'm talking in general.
Yeah. But like,
I
if
can't
you ever
stand it. And I know you love it. And
Yeah.
I get, listen, and more and more, I find more and more songs that I like, and I listen to it, and I like those songs.
The reason I like it is because, like, I went out in the, like, you know what I mean? I moved up in the mainland when I was, like, 20.
Yeah.
And then, well, first of all, Garrett, who just commented, my buddy Garrett used to drive around in his truck listening to country music and, like, being around the bay and, like, going out and shooting ducks. And, like, I actually live in, like, somewhat of, like, a country lifestyle, you know what I mean? And then I went and moved up, like, to the mainland, like, up in Ontario, like, up in Orangeville and Georgetown, where it's, like, just out mudding and going on horses and, like, having campfires and like people like drinking and having the country music on, and as soon as you're around that lifestyle, you're like, all right, like I'm into it. It's the same reason if you went to Atlanta and you were fitting in there for some reason and you were listening to Luda, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're into that lifestyle, right? You can connect with it. Driving down a dirt road with a shotgun between your legs and a Coors Light and a cup holder, like it's a sick time.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I guess I was more again. I like. It's funny enough, as everyone thinks I'm, and I am. I had someone say something to me the other day. He said, "You're the fighting spirit of Newfoundland." Is what I had someone tell me there the other day, and I was like,
"Thank you,
thank you." Right?
So I said, "Thank you."
Yeah, I did. I said thank you, and I was like,
"Yeah, I did."
I was like, I'm not sure exactly what to say to that, so I'll just say thank you.
Yeah.
Right? I know it's a compliment, and part of me believed it too. Like I am kind of.
Part of me believed it. He almost convinced me.
So, oh man.
Man, we gotta shut her down. Like we gotta go play Call of Duty back. And I gotta pee again.
Man, it's 10:06 on the clock.
Yeah.
No, I've got he ahead, I believe. Hold up.
Yes, 5 minutes fast.
Is it
7
5
o'clock.
minutes fast?
I think so.
It is. All right. I think you're right. I think you're right. Tyler, that was fun. And man, we went to so many rabbit holes at the time.
Oh, rabbit hole. I don't even smoke weed.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like...
Yeah, I know. You
Cruising
managed
off
to be
your
great.
vibe.
So, I'll look at the viewer numbers after this and see. I'll always go through the comments because I appreciate you watching and your comments. Thank you very much. I'll play this back tomorrow and see. In my head, like I had a great time. So,
Oh, man, it's daily.
I'll look back at it and see if it was worth it or not. And if I should get hot before I go on podcasting, because I just said, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe 2 hours has gone by. Like, it don't feel like it. I go down rabbit holes, and I gotta stay.
You go down them when you're not hot, too.
Yes.
Well, like, it's not a problem. Like, well, this is what we're doing. We're in the kitchen during a fucking pandemic
Well,
talking,
that's the thing,
drinking.
man. These things
Who
are
gives a
supposed
fuck?
to be like my favorite podcast is
Here
like
we go. Another rabbit hole. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah. But my favorite podcast is when you capture, when you feel like you're in on a conversation, like you're fly on the wall watching two people talk, and I love and everybody loves Rogan because he has a really great thing going. Like it's really like you feel like you're sat in a room listening in on a conversation. Now he's got a bunch of things going that I don't. Obviously, the whole production's amazing, and then he's very good interviewer, getting the right questions and conversation flowing, and getting a lot of talking points that keep your interest that I don't have, because I mean, I don't have the experience he has or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? I like that about tonight. Whether I don't know what everyone else thought, but it was just like chats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I try to. Hopefully, we can keep it going like that. I feel like it was real banter. You know what I mean? It's always real banter with me and you. That's why we started this whole fucking thing. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Grab Moose dinner in here now. Play a bit of Call of Duty.
Dinner, and that's my last high thought for the night.
Perfect.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you, everybody.